It's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock. It's Tuesday, September 20th. Susie Mosher from Newsical, the musical, is here.
Not Susical, the musical. Remember that one?
I do remember that one. This is a little bit different. This one might be a little funnier. I'm not sure. There are lots of news.
News. There's big news. It's big news. First of all, let's just be very clear. Neither Bran nor Jelena have ever been on Broadway. We're not talking about that.
Bran nor Jelena.
Brangelina is not a topic for this. Instead, we're talking about Sonia Morgan, I guess, from Real Housewives of New York. I believe that's the one.
That seems more worthy.
She is dropping in for an off-Broadway run in Sex Tips for Straight Women from a Gay Man. Do you watch? You don't watch the Real Housewives franchise.
I do not.
I prefer the Beverly Hills gaggle of girls. I'm not really into the New York, but I've seen.
She's from New York?
Yes, Sonia Morgan.
So she's at home.
She starts October 1st. She's there till the 22nd. So all you Real Housewives fans, run over there and learn some sex tips.
From a gay
Lin-Manuel Miranda's on the cover of GQ magazine.
That's so amazing.
That's enormous.
That's high fashion.
That's enormous. You know, it actually reminded me. Remember when Matt Morrison was on the cover of Details, and I was like,
I do. Actually,
remember, I was like,
yes.
Matt Morrison's on the cover of a magazine. It's very exciting
what about
when this
people
happens.
going mainstream? Like Lynn wasn't already mainstream, but you know what I mean.
There's great photos throughout, and a big
the haircut
feature.
Is really good.
Well, he had his haircut a while ago.
I know, but it looks good.
Let's see. Michelle Obama was on Broadway, sort of. She was on a Broadway stage. She was at the Color Purple for her Let Girls Learn initiative, right?
That's right.
And Emilio went over and shot some great photo. I love that photo of Cynthia Erivo.
Big hug.
The First Lady. Go check that out.
Yes.
Party people. This is so funny. I was just talking about Ramona Keller.
You were?
Yeah, yeah, because of Brooklyn.
With Karen Olivo.
And Karen Olivo was here, and she brought her up, and I love Ramona Keller. Hi, Ramona Keller. She's going to be in Party People, which is a really fun title for a show that's hopefully a lot of fun. Now, do you know the Universes? That's called the Universes. That's like the name of the theater group or whatever. They're like theater, poetry, hip hop, jazz, whatever. They're behind this show. And Liesl Tommy,
who did Eclipse.
It's at the Public Theater in November.
Public news, right?
More public news. Well, no, this is at Signature. The Death of the Last Black Man in the Whole Entire World.
The Whole Entire World by Susan Laurie Parks.
No, didn't we run into her at an airport?
We did. And I talked to her.
On the way to London?
She was going to London to work at the Royal Court.
This is at the
the
Signature Theater. It's going to be very political, I'm sure.
That's her thing.
That's her thing. And Daniel J. Watts, who's in the cast of Hamilton, is leading that cast. And the character names on this show are amazing. You'll see. Just read the story.
Oh, okay.
The Illusionists, People Love a Magic Act. It moved from it was supposed to be at the Lon Fontaine.
Magically moved.
Yeah, now it's
reappearing.
They're just going across the street. They're going to be at the Palace Theater. It's an upgrade, right? More seats, I think. I think it's because it's such a hit.
Plus
I think that's what it is.
Palace.
You know what this means? Kristen Chenoweth can stay at the Lon Fontaine if she wants, because
and I'm sure she wants to.
Well, she was supposed to be there, and then she was supposed to get out, but now she can just stay there for as long as she wants. Speaking of Wicked, did we?
Were we? We said Kristen Chenoweth. It all works out.
Idina Menzel gave an interview where she pondered whether or not it was career suicide to be remaking Beaches for Lifetime. And I guess they're filming it now.
She's a CeCe Bloom for a new generation.
She's the new CeCe Bloom. Bette Midler is always going to be the first CeCe Bloom.
That's right.
But yeah, so I don't know. Is it career suicide?
We'll see, won't we? I'm not going to make a judgment on that.
But they're filming it now. That was exciting. I like that little piece of information. And her album.
Well, we knew that because she's been Instagramming some pictures.
She has?
Yeah, look
Nobody
at her
told me. Pictures of what?
Of her with her lipstick and her hair.
What does that have to do with Beaches?
You know, she's on the set. That's all.
Okay.
What does that have to do with Beaches?
And then her album comes out next weekend. What's it called?
It's called Idina, period.
Speaking of divas, Ariana Grande.
But Kristen's album comes out on the same day.
No, I know. I'm not just. I know.
It's like Angelina.
But we don't have to literally. I feel like anytime we ever bring up one, we have to bring up the other.
We do.
Contractually. Ariana Grande is still toting Jason Robert Brown around with her for major.
You make it sound like this little girl has this big guy on her back.
I love that
That's not happening.
I love that she brings him around. It's fun.
Well,
I like seeing Jason Robert Brown on The Tonight Show.
It's a 13 connection.
And Ariana Grande had little glasses. It was like a very
smart looking.
Smart girl look. She's not coming back to Broadway, but she is doing Hairspray Live.
Yes.
Penny Pingleton. She's going to nail that. Cherry Jones. Okay, this is again a contractual connection. So Sarah
Sarah
Paulson,
Paulson, I never said that.
remember Sarah Paulson dated Cherry Jones?
I do, and then Cherry thanked
And
Laura Wingfield.
yes, and they're
Whatever, it's
yeah,
a long time
they were an
ago.
adorable couple. Now Sarah Paulson's with Holland Taylor, and she finally won an Emmy, which we've been talking about.
But not for that.
No, but the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because Cherry Jones was just cast on American Crime, and that's another way to win an Emmy because people on American Crime win Emmys. Regina Taylor won like 2 years in a row,
That's
and
true.
it's a good show, by the way. I
Yes.
highly recommend it.
Yes.
Every
You have been
season's like a
recommending it
totally
over and
different
over again.
story, totally different story, and she's gonna be on season 3. So congratulations, Cherry. We love seeing you on TV and at the Emmy Awards.
Yes.
Alex Brightman will be in White Rabbit, Red Rabbit, that show where you walk in and they hand you a script and you do it. That's happening on November 14th, and other people too, who I don't really have much of a connection to, but you can read the story and find out about them. Neil LaBute, you interviewed Neil LaBute.
I did. And I learned so much. What a
Did you?
nice guy.
Yeah.
He writes these kind of not always so nice characters, but he is such a sweet guy.
So he wrote, what's it called?
It's called The Ways to Say I Love You.
Judith Light.
And he revealed to me that it's a companion piece to Rex, Wrecks, that was done with Ed Harris a few years ago.
Ah.
It's a monologue. That one was based on Oedipus Rex. Get it? Rex. This one is based on Phaedra. So if you love classical theater, you might, or if you just love Judith Light, because who doesn't?
This is about
I'm seeing it tonight,
it's
actually.
about a teacher having an affair with a student. Is that right? Did I
They've
make
never
that up?
revealed those details,
Sorry.
but it is about a teacher, and she's going to talk about her life.
Uh,
and she's Judith Light.
Speaking of Judith Light and being a gay activist, there's a Fun Home video. I'm just trying to find connections from story to story.
Did we talk
Fun
about
Home.
Wicked yet? Okay.
Ryan Lee Gilbert went and interviewed the cast of the tour of Fun Home.
Yes, led by Kate Shindle.
Kate Shindle and her sassy new haircut. So that video is up. There's another episode of Blue Skies, the Corbin Blue
Corbin Blue,
vlog.
they do all pre-show rituals. Pretty fun.
And a lot of super talented people are super terrified right now because they have their first preview.
Right, 3 shows are starting
First
their
previews.
first preview tonight. Heisenberg with Mary Louise Parker.
Yep.
Let me see if I'm getting this right. The Front Page.
That's, Robert Morse, Nathan Lane, John
Holland
Slattery.
Taylor.
Welcome back to Broadway, John Slattery.
I mean, amazing.
Roger
cast.
Sterling, welcome
Jefferson
back.
Mays.
Stop by anytime.
And
And The Encounter.
where you
Right.
wear headphones.
It's a show where you go and wear headphones, and that's really all I know about it.
All right,
So
can we
I
now
think
talk to
I
Susie
think I've
Mosher?
overstayed my welcome.
You think?
So why don't you introduce our fabulous
Ladies
guest,
and
and I will
gentlemen.
lead the applause.
Susie Mosher in the house.
Woo!
Welcome,
Well
welcome,
done, you
welcome.
two. Yes, hello.
Hello.
Oh, what's going on, Beth?
Well, I think we just said what was going on.
Yeah,
A
well,
lot
I mean
is
with
going
you
on.
as a
Oh.
human being. It isn't all about theater, is it?
No. Is
Come
this- is
on,
this
where
our
do you
therapist?
hail from?
No,
Huh?
I'm conducting this
All right,
interview.
fine,
And I know where you hail from.
Where?
San Diego, California. ladies
That's
and gentlemen.
true. That's true.
Yes, but now you're a New Yorker.
I am.
When did you move here?
I moved
that
here
long
about
ago.
not that long ago. Oh my God!
We do our
I
research here at
had an
Bravo.com.
anxiety
We're not
attack.
amateurs.
All right.
Sort
Yes.
of,
No,
though, a
I
little
moved
bit.
here. I moved here almost 10 years
Ooh.
now because I got cast in Hairspray.
Yes, I was gonna say we have a hairspray connection.
Oh.
So you were Mrs. Pingleton?
I was.
You did like the
I was
Jackie Hoffman
as
track.
they call it. Yes.
We call it the Jackie
I
Hoffman
just
track,
follow
'cause
in
it's got
her
a
wake.
lot of, there are
Yeah.
a lot of other little adult
Yeah.
women.
Yes, they're
Oh.
called. It's called the female authority figure because why
You get
not?
to wear a whistle.
Yeah, and a lot of wigs and costumes, and it was constantly changing clothes, which I love to do. I may do it
Are
today.
you gonna watch Hairspray live?
Of
when it
course.
comes? Of
I
course.
am.
Will you
I'm
be
very
live
excited.
tweeting Hairspray live?
I'm not from that. I don't know about
I'm
that.
not from that.
No.
I'm not from that
I'm
Twitter.
not from-
Twitterverse.
You crazy Twitter kids. I don't do it. But no, I will not be.
But you've been doing Newsical. Now, do
I-
we say musical?
Newsical.
We say Newsical.
Is
Is it rhyme with music? I mean, let's clear this up right now.
kinda. It's musical
That's what I
because there's a lot of topical things we touch on, and it's actually incredibly fun. And you were talking about Brad and Angelina. They just told me we're doing a new song about that, and we're going to put it
They're
in like
from the
right
headlines.
away. And that's actually, I'm just going to say, I don't really love that because
You're
Grandma
always
doesn't
rehearsing.
retain very well. So it's like we're
Grandma.
putting it in next on Friday. So I'm like, great. So
Well,
but-
it's too bad that there's
good luck for
nothing
me.
going on in the news and you've got nothing really to pull from.
But you know what? The truth is, we do a lot of Trump and a lot of Hillary. Hillary, please, dear God. Okay, is that wrong to do?
No.
No, all right.
Not for this audience. I don't think so.
Um,
Hello, everyone. Hello, upstate New York. Hello, Missouri.
Yeah. What did you say? What did you ask me?
You know, rip from the headlines.
Yeah,
Does it
rip
feel to
from,
do
oh, well, the one thing is that there's a lot of not great, you don't want to make too much fun of things that are going on, because there's a lot of
A lot of
tragedy
it's
going on.
serious,
It's
that's
horrible.
true.
So you have to sort of pick and
But
choose.
there are so many buffoons talking about the Newsies.
And Trump is always, I mean, we've got a lot of Trump material.
I mean, he kind of asks for it with the caricature hair.
Oh,
you
there's
know,
so
I
much to
you know.
rip from.
So, who are your favorite?
What? Who? What?
Who are your favorite people to do in Newsical?
Well, you know, the truth is I don't do a lot of impressions. Everyone else does the impressions. I'm more of the kind of crazy character lady.
Oh,
Which is always
even
sort of
more
my
fun.
yeah, which is my you know, my claim to fame. And so I do Fran Drescher, but I think you could do Fran Drescher. I think it's a pretty.
No, I mean I've met Fran Drescher.
Have you?
She's very low key in person.
I
You're
know.
like, do the nanny,
No,
but
right.
she doesn't want to do that.
the nanny.
I'm sure she loves that.
I'm
by the
sure
way.
she does.
So you do Fran Drescher.
I do, and poorly, but I do it with a lot of energy. So you know, whatever. But I do. I play Mother Nature.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did know that. So
Did you?
where are you tapping into for the Mother Nature piece? Your inner Mother Nature.
Tapping into-
your inner,
I don't know.
Your inner Mother Nature child. How
I
does that go?
don't know that I need to tap into much. I just want to, belt it out and be funny. That's
I
kind
mean,
of
that's
my.
all you really.
That's
need.
all
Well,
I
you have
really
a gorgeous
need to do.
voice. Go to YouTube
Really?
and listen to this
Do
woman
I?
sing. Yeah.
All right. God, I feel good about myself. Thanks,
Good,
Beth.
yes, yes.
Things are going well.
So you guys must be in rehearsal a lot to have the new pieces put in, and sometimes new guest stars.
Yeah. Oh,
occasionally.
yeah. Which was really fun. We had Latoya Jackson,
I mean,
which was incredible. And I hope I'm not talking out of school, but you know what she gave the cast for
Ooh, inside scoop.
when they left? Mini iPads. Yeah, that's how she rolls.
Generous.
Thank you, Latoya.
very generous,
Yeah,
Miss
I
Jackson.
know. Uh-huh. And we had Jackie,
Jack
yeah,
Hay.
which was she was she was an interesting person, a great person. I loved her. But
Did she do Trump, Jack Hay?
no, she just kind of did Jackie. Pretty much, and we danced around her.
I mean, what else would you
Yeah.
do with her?
Yeah.
But yes, and you've had, I mean, going way back, you had Andrew McArdle.
Oh,
do
yeah.
it.
Who-
Lots
what
of
a
cool people.
doll.
Some of them can sing and some of them give you iPads and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Carson Kressley was hilarious and
Oh,
fun, and
yeah.
I actually didn't do. I was out of the show at that time,
Yeah.
But it's
So
been
you've
an-
had a long relationship with the show.
I have, and because I've had a reasonably long relationship with Tom Dangora, and he is one of the unsung heroes of this town because he is incredibly generous and incredibly talented and driven. I mean, do you know Tom?
I don't know him personally.
He is like a larger than life person, but he's actually kind of a visionary because he's got 3 shows running right
It's
now.
amazing.
It is. It actually kind of is, and like Newsical's been running for over 5 years.
Yeah.
And he's running Hillary's campaign.
Exactly. Hello.
Thank you.
And I mean, he just really, and he's great to work for. He's a visionary. I really want to say that, and he's just opened the Wonderettes, which is doing great,
Yeah.
and he's also got Naked Boy Singing, which I think is the feather in his cap, frankly. But
I don't want to say anything else about that. We'll
All
just
right.
let that say for itself. Oh my gosh, everybody loves you.
do they?
Someone wants to know.
Someone wants to know something. I'm
Yeah, people
excited.
want to know. Kathy wants to know.
Kathy, hi.
What is the best show you've seen lately?
That I have seen lately. Well, Kathy, I don't get to the theater as much as I'd like because I'm doing a show as well.
Right.
So I
It's
don't
8
see.
shows a week, people.
Yeah. So but let me think what I've liked. Oh, gee, this is sad. What did I really like that I saw? Like, I don't know, Kathy. I'm vapid. Sorry. I totally. I don't really like theater all that much. I just
She's on the
like to
record
sit in
saying
my
it.
room and watch television, pretty much. And then I do my show. I'm kidding. I don't know.
Well, that's true of a lot of people who are in the theater. They're so busy working, they don't get to see other shows.
I know I've seen something I can't even think of a single show I've ever seen.
When
Frankly.
let me ask you this:
What?
when you open the paper in the morning,
Yeah. Mhm.
or the internet in the morning, which is what most of us do now,
Yeah,
open
yeah,
the mini
yeah,
iPad
yeah,
in the
yeah,
morning,
yeah.
and you see the headlines, whatever they might be. Do you
Yeah.
think, oh no, what is it going to be now? What
You
are we
mean the
going to do?
The headlines and
Like when you
you
saw
know,
the Brangelina story.
I had
today,
no idea that we were going to literally have a song that minute.
That's really fast.
Yeah, it was really fast. It was crazy. I'm like, what? And all right, and he wants to put it in on Friday. That's the way he works. Boom,
So if you
boom,
go on
boom.
Friday, which is just a few days away,
Yeah.
Who writes the songs?
Rick Crom.
Rick
Thank
Crom.
you. Well done. Well
Thank you.
done.
Oh, yes, Rick Crom.
Yeah, Rick Crom,
Mark
and he's
Waldrop,
a genius too, an amazing writer, and Michael Dangora is Tom's husband, and he does a lot of he'll put in a couple little jibs and jabs in there. So it's a team effort, and everyone in the show is fantastically talented, and
It gets compared to Forbidden Broadway a lot, doesn't it?
it does. Well, it's kind of out of the same sort of. It's kind of a review format, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, if you don't like the sketch you're watching, another one's coming,
Right.
and so and it's like a lot of poking fun at stuff that people already are familiar with and maybe have their own, ideas of what they are, and then we can kind of skew them differently. And I really enjoy it. I'm really grateful to it, honestly, because I've been really lucky to go out and do other things, and Tom always welcomes me back into the show, and to have a job in New York that you,
Absolutely.
it's
Performing in
performing
New York, 8
in
shows
New
a
York,
week.
exactly. It's actually 6 shows, but
6
now,
shows a
which is better, honestly, because
Right.
8's a lot, but 6 is the perfect amount, and to be able to work is what we're all here to do, really. And it's not the easiest career choice, kids. Think about it. Think about it, really, before you,
Before you commit.
before you move here and think, oh, it's going to be easy, because it's hard. It's really hard.
Melissa wants to know.
Melissa!
Melissa misses your face, but here it is. What's your dream role besides a lonely gym teacher in Hairspray?
Aw, member. I like the beggar woman in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
I'd like to play that role. I love her because she's completely out of her gourd, and then she has the reveal in the end. I mean, everyone knows the reveal now, but when I first saw it, I was like, oh, who knew that was coming? I like that. I like a big shocker.
Shockers are good. Shockers are good. Do you feel that there's certain set pieces in Newsical that will always stay? That
Yes, there
the
are.
central part
There
of it?
are. Mother Nature is one, because the environment will always be a situation.
Always in the news.
A sitch, yeah. And let's see what else. Well, like our opening number is always the same, but we take jokes and drop them in to make it,
More
current,
topical,
exactly, topical. So yeah, no, there are definitely set pieces, but there's things that come and go quickly.
Really?
Richard Simmons, remember that minute that he was very,
Oh, yeah.
we had a Richard Simmons number that was in and out, and
Right, you don't want to seem stale, so those things
right,
have to,
exactly, because there's some things that are already so over, but you have to
especially
pull
with
them
the
out.
election.
And then we have a Ryan Lotke number that's still in because it's still,
It's
but
still
you know,
around.
I think it's still, and it's still funny. It always gets big laughs,
Is there anything that makes you laugh in the show all the time?
My co-stars, because
Let's talk about them
Yes.
because they've all been in it for a long time.
They
also,
have.
it's like
Well,
a little
yeah.
musical family.
Uh-huh,
They
it
come
is.
and they go, but
Yeah.
there's like a core group.
a core group.
So
Michael West is sort of the
anchor?
The anchor. He is the anchor. He is a genius, and he just did at 54 Below. They did a sort of a regroup. What is it? Not a revival, but a reunion of When Pigs Fly, and it was a gigantic success. And he is a genius, hilarious person, and I love him. And he always makes me laugh. And Taylor Krausor is a young man who's been in the show for about a year, and he's an incredible impressionist and so funny and has so much energy and life. And then Meg Lanzarone, well, I want to say Lanzarone, but it's Lanzarone. She told me. She is a young, gorgeous girl with an amazing voice, and she's hilarious. So we have a really, really good time. Christine Petty was in it forever,
Yeah.
literally forever, but she just left the show, which was
but
sad.
she also comes back and
Yeah, and
does.
I'm sure she will be back. Is that where I'm looking? I'm looking
This is
at
a
that
camera.
sort of.
That's
I
not
see what
Christine
it
Petty,
is.
though. That's
No,
a
it's
camera.
not.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's like a little tiny
Yeah, look at
technology.
that. Yeah,
It's a thing.
it's an amazing thing.
All right, well, we're going to have to go, but
Okay.
people are just basically yelling now, Susie.
Really?
Susie, this is
Aw,
Laura. Yeah,
Thank
they
you
love
for
you. They
liking
love
me.
you. They like you. They really like you. Go see Newsical on Theater Row. And we'll see you tomorrow, you guys.
Bye.